Ever had a weirdly specific struggle? Like, other kids fumbled with shoelaces, but turning keys in locks? Total nightmare. Couldn't get into my house as a kid without serious key wrangling. Wiggling, leaning, the whole 9 yards. Figured the key was faulty, but the struggle snowballed. Started thinking all locks were my nemezis. Someone hands me a key? Instant dread. This key thing, it's a small example of how we built mental roadblocks. One tricky lock, and suddenly, all locks are hard. This happens with bigger things too, right? Making friends, job interviews, anything that makes us nervous. We get this idea stuck in our heads that we'll fail, and it just sits there, waiting to trip us up. I had a friend who was convinced her car key was going to break in the ignition, leaving her stranded. The anxiety before every drive was palpable. These mental hurdles, they're rarely about the actual key or the car. They're about the fear of not measuring up. My lock troubles lasted into adulthood. Felt like I was the only one with this bizarre key-turning deficiency. Looking back, it's almost embarrassing how much this small thing bothered me. But it highlights how these seemingly minor anxieties can take root and grow. I've worked with people who were terrified of everyday things, like talking to a cashier. Tight built up these scenarios in their heads, convinced Tight fumble their words and embarrass themselves. From the outside, it might seem easy to just get over it, but these ingrained responses are tough to break. It takes time, self-awareness, and a lot of patience. Turns out, my childhood key probably was a little bent. I internalized that struggle, blaming myself for years. Now, I appreciate every smoothly turning lock. And I have a lot of empathy for others facing their own key struggles. Those little anxieties that feel huge? They deserve understanding, not dismissal. Because they're not about being flawed. They're about a mistaken belief that we are. And those beliefs, they can be changed.